Hi guys, this is Niranjan here. So today we will be starting a very fantastic video series. This will be on like computer science, basic concept like how computer systems are interacting with each other and basic stuff. Particularly every computer science students has understood it. But just I want to take you up to the like on the next level where we will be understanding actually how systems are built and how we can implement this kind of things so we can create a very robust and very great softwares, I can say. Before we go into the very like all the like literature concept and everything that I want to explain to you further, let us see. I just try to understand, try to answer these questions. What is UTF-8 16 and 32? If you have exact idea what do we mean by a UTF, and it's like there are different variants for UTF. Second thing, a very common questions like most of us have seen so many times, and we have tried to find the logic for the particular questions that I can say. I personally, before I understanding the concept, I have tried to memorize the options for like answers for so many times. So I will be like exactly explain why there are 8 bits and 1 byte. What is like how the technology is evolved like in accordance with these things, and everything we'll try to understand. Second thing, have you ever, if you have ever worked with the images and the apart from, I can say images, video, like DICOM images or anything, this number is very common in terms of images. Why? That we will try to understand. This is like particularly doing some research work in the field of X-ray, like medical images and everything. So at the time, I was this number like really fascinated me. How things were really easy with this number and how things can be accomplished. Like how we can change the images, how we can convert a gray image to RGB and all that kind of stuff that we have to do some point in the life, depending upon our I can say the mode of project and everything. After that, uh, this will be like if you see about Ethernet cable, like this will be like particularly it will a bit, I can say, a very niche question. But have you ever, like for curiosity, have you ever wondered like how many wires are there in Ethernet? There are like different number of wires in our mobile charger, Ethernet cable, and different type of chargers or something the cables that we use to communicate sound, particularly like earphone cables, and they are like different type of wires and different number of wire we have to use to achieve a particular task. Why is it so? We will try to explain all these things. Second thing, all this concept will be get clarified. If you don't know anything, that's why you are here. If you know all these things, just let me know by commenting or any means, whatever you like. Okay, before we start, particularly, we will be starting with a story-based model, because story are the something that is going to understand how and why these concepts are emerged at the particular point of time. So this is a cute small robot that want to understand how things are, and he want to communicate with the machines. He is a very high tech robot. He's understand like human level interactions, but not able to communicate on binary code, or we can say machine level language. Uh, okay, this is the exact his photo, and as per his current position, knowledge, and understanding, and she's her classmate, his classmate, and he want to communicate with her. But as they are machines, so they have to communicate in such a way that the machines can understand. They can communicate in human level language, but that is they don't find it fascinating and fast to have the conversation at that level. And here we are, like we are the data scientists, and we have made our resume from chat gpt only, so we also don't have any idea how things are working, how things are. So we will be trying some permutations and combinations, trying to explore some concepts and try to build some good we can say systems. Here we have particularly the new robo has is asking us a question like he's new to the machine world, and he can understand the human interactions. He want to communicate his friends, colleague, and everyone in his class, but he don't know how the machines communicate with each other. For that, before we dive into the machines, robots, and all this fancy stuff, let us try to understand how actually machines are interact. Like how human or the machines are interacting with each other. Let us with an example of light bulb, because we can understand how the communication is going on, and it is very easy for us to build the concept from very foundation. So it will never have any problem to understanding high level concepts such as API or another all the stuff. Like maybe if you can build a good programming language through with these concepts, and these are very common in terms of if you want to build something from scratch. It is not about using an API, but to build a system to do some sort of research, that of work, you have to understand all this concept. So particularly light bulb, we can give work with this light bulb in two ways. First one, we can start the light bulb, or we can cut the current supply, and we can say no. It will be a binary response that a bulb can understand, either yes or no. Let us try to understand. Now the robots want to talk to his classmate. So what he can do, particularly, we have given the idea like particular you can ask some questions related to maths. Why? Because they are easy to communicate, and they are very like easy to generalize the solution. Particularly if you don't know about like in English, there are so many words that are so many confusion. Particularly there are so many there's in English language. There are different spelling. There are different meaning altogether. But in maths, somewhere we have liberty to have we can say a definite input and output in terms of program, I can say. Particularly if I say 5 plus 3, there will be answer 8. And it is like very intuitive and very easy to calculate all these things. So math should be the first preference for everyone. That's what I feel, but everyone has their own interest over the time. Okay, what we did, we are trying to do it. So to communicate digit, just our new robot just want to ask her like 5 plus 3 equation. Like he don't know the answer, and he want to take the his friend's input over the equation. So what he did to communicate with the digits, he just assigned, he know how the bulb works. So what he did, he has taken the numbers and try to do some sort of coding. Particularly the idea he is having is this one. Like if he want to communicate a digit 2 to her, what he is going to do, he is going to start the bulb. I will say yeah 1. This will the per second. He will start the bulb and keep it on for 1 second, then switch it off for 1 second. After 1 second, he will again start the bulb. After that, he will keep the light bulb off for 2 seconds. So after employing this thing, she will understand the new robot want to communicate digit 2. This is the simple logic he has came out across. That's the, I think so, that's a good we can say progress after understanding how bulb works. After that, after this gap, like 2 second gap in light bulb, we can say access, it is suggesting somewhere like now the digit is changed. After that, what he will do, he will just assign a new number, like he want to communicate the 5 to the another counterpart. So where he will do like start the bulb, switch it off, start the bulb, switch it off, start the bulb, switch it off, and he will repeat over until he gets the 5 on and last 2 off. So lastly he will have 2 off, so it will like communicating 2 and 5 to her. But now, have you seen any kind of problem in this kind of approach? Because understand what I understood over the time is that it is not about answers. Particularly, everybody has answer. Everyone is talking about like how will like Chat GPT and AI and all these things will replace humans and this kind of stuff. But the problem with this notion of understanding is that people don't understand it is never the solution. It is always the problem. Particularly if you are able to figure out what is the problem, the solution is not a big deal. Particularly in this example, are you able to find out any kind of problem? Particularly what I can see in this notion, because I have studied it multiple times, so I can come across. If you don't come across any sort of this problem, or if you are not able to imagine, it's okay. First problem that we will be facing over here is that, like, if suppose I have a digi, like I have to communicate 10 lakh to another party. So in terms of financial figures, or in terms of a video file, in terms of any DICOM images or XBRL system, these are very huge files, I can say particularly. If you see about financial statement of Reliance, it will be very big file. Second thing, if you see about a video file, a 4K video file, like a file of such movie file of Avatar or Avatar 2, that kind of things will be really blow the systems. Why? Because to do so, they have to keep the past the start and off the light bulb for 10 lakh seconds. So it will be two times of number plus two digit. Like we can neglect it, or just the gap, denote the gap. So we can say 20 lakh seconds. They have to wait to transfer this digit, a 10 lakh number. Second problem that I can find over here is this one. Our system is time dependent. If you have done some DSA type of, if you solve some DSA questions and all these things, we always have like complexity of algorithm in terms of omega, theta, or big O, this kind of notation why we are using, why we are not using the time notation. The concept has been discussed in the particular that time, or otherwise I'll take this concept when we will discuss the DS and all these things. So these are the two major problems we are facing right now. Third problem right now we have, particularly if you see about like we are able to communicate digit and the gap, but how will you communicate plus, minus, or what operations I want to perform on this particular set of numbers, that is mismatch, or just have to store the number, or I have to make the like add the number and store the number, or just have to return the addition or the answer. How you will communicate this type of things? To do so, you need to communicate few things. Their control statements, like what I have to do with this number, and rest two problems. To understand this, our robo is very smart. He came across the same type of problems that we are having. To do so, what we did, like particularly, sorry. So what we did, we are trying to understand the first to mitigate the like communication of higher numbers. I can say particularly like 10 lakh or 20 lakh. This kind of number, if you want to communicate, we can use binary system. Binary system of number, have you if you know the binary system of number, then it's good. But if you don't know, just let me know, I'll just explain you how things are actually: binary number, decimal system, octagonal number system. These are just number system. Just I'll try to explain you in a very short way. In decimal system we have 0 to 9 digits. In binary system we have 0 to 1 digits, means like 2 digits. Like these are the Roman numbers, like I think so. Roman, if I'm not wrong, just correct me. Just correct me if I'm wrong. So particularly, these are just denoting the how many numbers are there. Like hexagon means like 6 hexa and 6. That will be, there will be 6 digit in it. There is a system where we are using the 16 type of different digits to come up with this. Like these are the just gimmicks, and we will understand how actually it is powerful and how we can build a system over the top of it. Okay, just to give you give you idea with one example. I can't go further, but yes, if you see over here, I have 100 over number. So to convert it, I need, this is a decimal system, and I just convert it into the binary system. To do so, what I will do, I will just divide it by 2. After that, I will just save the remainder as a number over here. You can see I am just dividing by 2 over here. I am just dividing by 2. The answers whatever I will get, and I am just saving the remainder over here. This will give me the binary representation of decimal numbers. That is the basic thing. This is the second example. Just for your reference, I have like, it is a like slightly more elaborated like result, we can say. So you can go as per your time. Okay, these are the numbers over here we have developed. So particularly why we are using the binary system. This is a really good question. If you are able to understand, you will find so many you can solve so many DSA questions with this, like particularly this type of idea. Have you seen in DSA there is a concept of complexity? Have you seen about this type of like uh, n, log n, or exponential? These are like representation of complexity of algorithm. I don't want to go into it, but here is, I'll just give you an example. For an instance, for representing 100, how many digits I have required to store the 100? If you see over here, I'll just count it. This will be our 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, 6 digit I am able to store. For 100 I'll need 6 digit to store it. For 1000, to store 1000 different digits, how many digits I'll need? I'll just need 7. To store 10,000 digits, how much number of like digits I need? I need 8. Not directly 8, but this is how it is going to reduce it by like how like the increase in particularly this thing numbers, and increasing into these numbers, it's very low. I'll just like, because I think so somewhere more I'll need, because first thing I'll divide it by 2, I'll have 500, and I divide it by 2. Somewhere it will be look like this one if I plot this thing like this. Okay, like number of complexity, number I'll need to represent. Here is a number line, a small number line. We have a large number line, I can say. Numbers are going up to a very high value, and so these are 1 2 3 4 5 6. This type of like numbers we have on this line, and these are the digits we need to present the numbers. uh, I'm just a bit wrong over here. I want to give you an idea, like to store 100, like 100 or 200, I can say. When I'm increasing the digits by 2 times, I am just increasing the number of binary system by 2. Just disregard this thing. This was I'm not able to like explain it properly. Just I'll try to give you an idea on this example. Okay, for 100, I'll just need 6 binary representation to do so. After, if I increase it 2 times, what will happen? It will be like 200, but I can divide it, just there will be one more digit will added over here. That will be 7 digits will be enough to represent these things. We can see particularly if I again multiply by 2. So just it will be add one more digit over here. So even though the digits are exponentially growing, these are by like I can say mathematically growing, or linearly they are moving towards like 1 plus 1 plus 1. So therefore we'll have somewhere this type of graph. And also there is a DSA algo that use the same thing. Suppose I'll give just a hint, just it's your responsibility to let me know, do you know the name of algorithm, exactly what I'm talking about. If you have very large list, you can say array or anything, whatever you like as per the programming languages. So I have very long list. I'll just if it is a sorted list, what I'll do, I'll just divide the list in two half. I'll check if my answer or the condition that I want to satisfy is lie in this part or this part. If it is in this part, I'll just totally disregard this thing. I'll just cut it half over here, and I'll just find the digit in this fashion. So just let me know if you know the name of algorithm. That will be very wonderful. Okay, now the question is arise over here. So particularly we are able to communicate the digits in particularly binary format. So we have the three problems at the starting with. We have three problems. First one, how will you communicate large digit or huge, you can say whatever you want to say. The second problem that we have solved over here, particularly by converting the numbers into binary field, we are able to communicate a large digit to the counterpart. Second thing, the second problem that we had, it is a time dependent. Third, the problem was time dependent, very large digit, and the numbers, particularly, we are able to communicate only. We are not able to communicate the symbols, particularly we can say like plus the operators. I can say division, multiplication, subtraction, addition, or any kind of like delete. We are not able to communicate so many like digits, like particularly if you see the modern computers, there are so many things you can see over here. There are many like digits are there, there are images we are communicating with it, and at the real time I am able to interact with this digit by doing these things. How things are changing, how things are being modified to it. We will try, we will at the end of it we will understand how the images are working and everything. You will be very amazed how simple things are making such a great we can say the easement in the life. Okay, so right off now we have solved this question. We just have to find answers to time dependency and sharing the different type of signals to the computer apart from the numbers. To do so, it is a very let us try to understand what we can do. But how will you, how will we, how will we communicate symbols to the system? Okay, if you see about it, is very hard. I can communicate the digit because I can turn the light bulb on and off. But how can I like? Is there any way how we can convert this thing? If you have done programming or any sort of understanding, is there any idea? Maybe if you come across any idea, just note the timestamp and just paste it that you know these things, how things have been achieved. To do so, what we can do, particularly instead of communicating digits, I just remember a very good concept that I used to do in my childhood, like particularly A B C D E F up to the Z, and we just assign the digits a numeric value. Have you ever solved this type of puzzles and everything like that? So can we implement the same thing over here? Very simple. Like we all have done these things. Like fourth or fifth standard, we have done these things. Like this type of questions we have solved. To do so, but this is a good idea. I can represent the characters as a number. Then who will represent the numbers? That's a good question. Because if my number is representing the character, then how can I communicate the one or two or the three? That's a bigger question that we have to address over here. To do so, what we can do, we can also reassign the number value to the numbers. Means what does that mean? I can make 3, 4, 5. So I will assign A, B, C, and just I'll try it as same as I'm treating it as a symbol. I'll also treat the numbers as a symbol. These are not numbers, these are the symbols. Particularly, all these things that you can see the text on the computer or anywhere, these are symbols. Even the digits, computer is not understanding digit as a digit, it is understanding digit as a symbol of something, some sort of representation. So I am able to, if tomorrow I want to decide, like I don't want to represent one as one. I want to represent it by a figure of, one second, I just turn it off. Yes. Okay. So if tomorrow I want to decide, I don't want to represent one as one. I want to represent one as a figure of, I don't know, whatever it is, whatever I'm drawing. I'll just convert it as a cat. Maybe Mid Journey can help us over here. But yes, if you see this thing, if I want to do it, can I do so? If I'm treating the symbol like the digit as symbol, where we have to change these things, that is the wonderful question. If tomorrow I want to decide and crack the internet, like or whatever I want to do it, or maybe the I want to implement this thing and universally, how can I do it? That's a good question. Yeah, sometimes it's like when we speak like this type of uh, nonsense stuff, we can understand the things. So particularly this is the dictionary that I'm talking about. It is a UTF dictionary, I can say. UTF lower. So they have make a small dictionary over here. When these are the very different decimal system, like decimal system, hexagonal system, octagonal system. I'll be talking about the hexagonal system in few minutes. But before that, I'll just explain to you. These are the control statement, I can say. These all are control statement. This is the tab over here, or this is the delete button, or everything that you can see over here. It is very well like drafted, and everything is very well presented. To do so, you can see over your space bar over here. These are the numbers, symbols, sorry. These are the numbers, and here is our modern ABC. Like most of time you have seen like to find the character or that kind of small program that we use, like we do on Hacker Earth or Lead Code. Particularly, we assign ASCII value. I don't remember the spelling of ASCII, but the ASCII values for capital A is 64, like 65. Why is it so? Because we have made a dictionary that is taking care of all the digit, number, character, symbols, and everything. And that dictionary has assigned a 65 value to our capital A. Just remember this thing, rest you can forget. Okay, and here we can see over here there are 127 characters. Second thing, I'm whatever I'm speaking and whatever the problem we are trying to solve, these are very previous problems. I can say particularly, this were the very initial development of these things. Nowadays, we are using like two-way communication of system, and so we are able to use the things in some different way. But the main fundamental logic is the same. We have a problem, we have make a dictionary. I'll just give you a rough idea how things are solved into the terms of computer world, and like every type of communication problem that we have to do. It may be a development of API or any other fancy tool that you want to imagine, that all have the same sort of understanding. We have to develop a dictionary that the both the system can understand, and we combine like use this key value pairs, and we are going to communicate with these two devices. That's the bottom line. So how we can use it, how we can make some really good business out of it, how the businesses has used it, implemented it, and now they are earning really great. Okay, so let us try to understand. In previously we had the three problems. First one, large number solved by binary system. Second problem, we have symbol communication. We have assigned the digits to the symbol, and we are able to communicate. We have simply prepare a dictionary. Now the third problem that we have like build is that previously we are if I want to communicate one to the computer, what I'm going to do, I'm just starting the light bulb for 1 second, then I'm switching it for 2 seconds. When I'm trying to communicate digit 2, what will I do? I will start the light bulb, I will switch it off, I will start the light bulb, I'll keep it off for 2 seconds. This was we like previously we are doing this stuff. So right now when we see about the binary numbers, the binary numbers have the tendency, particularly they are combinations of 1 and 0. So 10001, this may be representing a number. Maybe I exactly don't know which number, but this will definitely represent a number. If you want to calculate like 2, then that will be 00. Like I don't want to calculate, you can take any binary calculator, or you can do it like self. Like we have to assign the powers and all these things. First 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, that kind of stuff. If you want to find what exactly it is, you can take a help of YouTube video, or you can just type on Google decimal to binary, binary to decimal, and it will just give you the answer. To do so, but this is my break statement. When I'm communicating break statement, means the digit is changed after one, sorry, after one digit is changed. How will be I able to communicate the different, like this type of breaks, like my digit is over or not? To do so, what we can do, previously our system will have, like previously, let us assume both have a bulb and he has a switch. He is communicating through one wire previously. So if I'm able to like attach multiple wires in the system, I am able to communicate different combinations of light, uh, like state of light, particularly like is it on or off. If I have one wire, I can say on or off. If I have two wires, I can communicate, I'll just representing it either 1 0 0 1 1 1 0 0. This will be the four type of combinations I can make. So we have a problem, so we need to make a dictionary. That's the easiest way I can tell you. To do so, for communication of two, if I have two wires, I can communicate around four digits. Means simply we can say 2 to the power n. It is a proven formula. I'm just skipping some steps. So steps are not relevant, like mathematical things are not relevant. This is a very basic understanding how things are developed, and I don't want to go into the much mathematics. We'll try to explore mathematics into the machine learning. That is something like challenging things that we can approach on. To do so, you can see over here. If I have to, if you see over here, how many digit of ASCII value we had. I just ask you to remember this thing, 127. To communicate 127, how much wires will we need? If you see about my over here, you can see 7 wires are enough to communicate 128 digits. Sorry, 128 different type of signals, I can say. By 7 wires, I can send a communication like this one: 3, 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, this type of binary representation I can create from, like you can imagine it is like these are bulbs, 7 bulbs. Some are on, some are off. All the permutations and combinations, if we use, we can have 128 different type of signals we can communicate. But there will be one signal that will be constant. Which one is that? That will be the 0 0 0 0, like all null value we can say, or anything. So we are going to start the counting from 0, not 1, because this will be the always present. We can't change it. It will be a constant number. The 0 will be present. So it, now if you see over here, like 127, so I need to minus 1. That will be, sorry, 128 minus 1, 127. Different type of 127 combinations I am able to provide with the help of 7 wires. Now I just want you to understand few more concepts over here, because this is very important. If you can understand these things, now the, maybe you can see, just allow me a second. Okay, so if I have this system, and I have this system, I have connected like 7 wires to the system, and these are the light bulbs. For simplicity, I can say here are the light bulbs, here are the wires, and here are their switches. So what is going to happen? Particularly, I'm not able to understand, like particularly I said, uh, all these numbers, particularly this one, I have assigned a 0 value to it. Like 0 means null value, or I have break the connection. How will I understand? Like particularly there is no connection from these, like systems are not connected to each other, or there is the another system is communicating a zero value. There may be happen, like wire may be break, there may be some tweaks and tricks. You can we can understand all these things. So for that, in initial time, we need to connect a eighth wire. This is the eighth wire. That is a proof wire, or we can say a constant wire, or always on wire, whatever you want to say. The role of this wire, like wire, is that to show the system we are connected. Even if you see about first thing that we see whenever we start, we can say data parsing project or a web scraping project. So first thing we have to connect, and we get a message that connection is established. That is the reason this wire has been incorporated over here. So to represent all the digit numbers, characters that were decided at the time, it was 127 type of different answers we have to send to them. And one wire is connected, like we can say character set, and one wire is connected as a proof wire. That's why in initial days, we can see there are 8 bits or 8 bytes, whatever it may be, 8 bits in 1 byte. That is the real reason why there are 8, we can say, bits in 1 byte. I hope you have understood it. If you don't understand, just let me know how things are. We'll try to explain it. Okay. Now what is happening? Now he has understood all these things, particularly how you can assign, how to change ABC and all these symbols, and he is very good with all these things. Right now, he has decided to communicate images. Like we all understand, we start with the chatting with these digits and all this, and after we shift from chattings to emojis to express our like gratitude or anything. So we are trying to work with the hex code. Do we understand over here? We have created a dictionary, then we increase the number of wire, because we are not able to cope up with all these numbers and everything. We are not able to communicate through one wire. So we have increased the different number of wire, and we are just making the dictionary. This will be the foundation for every type of like every type of algorithm or anything that will be developed in terms of communication. This will be the strategy, particularly API and all these things, that will be the all things will be based on this thing only. And this is our Ethernet cable. I just forget to say, uh, you can understand, you can count the number of wires, or even you, if your laptop is working on that Ethernet cable, you can just unplug it after viewing this video and just count the number of wire, how many number of wires are there. Since you can understand which UTF are you using. Okay, so let us try to understand. This is an image for me. Like everybody knows, images consist of so many pixels, and RGB images consist of 3 channels. What do we mean by channels? Channel is something that to make the one pixel, or to build one character, or one character is divided in number of parameters, I can say number or different numbers of values, because after some times you can see in machine learning or deep learning, there will be have 1000 different channels. It is possible, and there are, we can build these things, and we have to build it for some, we can say like character isolation and all these things. But if you don't have idea about it, no problem, just that is just out of box that we will be discussing to the machine learning and deep learning, like learn like videos and all these things. To do so, before we go into it, so let us try to understand. This is a petri dish. Petri dish, I don't know what we say, a color dish or something like that. I don't know what this is. Like painters have this kind of dish, they have like different colors into it. I'll just add the color. This has the blue color. This has the red color. this has the green color, whatever the color we have available. So to create one pixel, they are taking some amount of blue color, some amount of red color, some amount of like green color. By mixing all this color together, they are going to assign the result color to the pixel. Is it very complex work? So we need to understand how things are working. To communicate one value of color, what we can do, number like colors are not the digits. So what we have to do, we have to do again a dictionary like that will hold, like particularly I just don't want to go into frequency and all these things, but suppose there is set of I can say red color, that is like green color, I can say the color is green. The green color has this much of range, I can say particularly frequency range or the concentration range, whatever you want to say, that does that will not going to affect. Just try to understand the concept, but I'm going to divide it in 255 different segments, or I'm going to take the values of two different equidistance I can say point, and I will assign them to our binary system. Like uh, 255, how 255 is come, just I'll explain you after a bit. Just I like to consider like clear this concept only. Just understand, in the previous example in the dictionary we have 127 values. Now we are taking 255 values. Okay, so what I will do, I will just take eight bytes. That will be like particularly I can say 000. Okay, this is the representation for black color. So every value of this color is taken as 0. We are not going to talk about how much intensity I have. Intensity of red color is 0, or green color or blue color is 0. In terms of red only. For blue, I need to change the color so you can understand it. For blue, and for red, just forget it. Okay, these are the things over here. Right now, by combining these 8 wires, I am able to communicate what is the shade of red, and the new dictionary will understand what we mean by, if I'm saying I have a different color code over here that representing the red plus this number, I will get a specific binary code to represent one pixel. So right now we have a problem over here. If we see, if we combine these three numbers together, and if you try to make it, it will be 8 times 3. That will be a huge number to represent one color. Okay, so what we can do, we can come up with new idea. If you have understood these things, just let me know. If you have any questions or any point you are not able to understand, don't leave it over here. Just try to less, you can comment it, I can explain you in another video or anything, but just don't I can say particularly, just don't leave on the concepts, because these are very important things that I'm speaking with you. If you want to really build some good system, but if you just want to like use the chat GPT for some time, then finding a new job, then you don't have to find this understand this technical concept. You are good to go. So to do so, now here I am able to represent the numbers over here. Before that, I'll jump on this point, because I after these things we will be talking about hex code, what hex code is and how it is emerged. Okay, so previously the system were like this one. This is my computer, this is another computer. After that we have added one wire, that is a blue color wire. Do you remember that proof wire or the connection wire, that establishment wire? After some time we have realized we can make system such a way, like system like message can be move in the bi-directional way, backward competency we can say. Particularly a system A can send message to system B, and system B can communicate with the system A. So after that what we did, we have included this wire to particularly to communicate the 8 by bit of the equation that we have left. So UTF, that was the lower, and the next UTF advanced version was with the particularly I can say with 125, like it was like 2 to the power 8, it's 126, but we know that we start from 0, counting from 0. So it is like it is now communicating 255 different signals, and these are the representation. So instead of 7 we are added the 10 over here, one extra digit for the communication of more we can say dictionary items too. Okay, so right now we have understood these things. So I'll over here you can see there is a hex code representation of the number. Like there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 digits are there. These are the combination of alphanumeric digit, I can say. Alphanumeric digits. If I have next slide, I don't have any slide. So okay, here we can discuss. Just allow me a second. Okay. So what we have discussed over here. Okay, I need to click on it. Okay. To represent red color, we have 8 different numbers, or we can say the binary values. To store all this value, it is very hard, particularly for red, then we have to for green, for blue. And to communicate, particularly if we want to renovate house, to renovate the house, so we need to have consistency in the color, but it is not possible over here. If you see about, if you go to painter and painter is saying 0 0 0 1 0 0, this kind of 24 digit long code, are we able to store it? No, we are not able to store it. Second thing, particularly it is very hard for, like particularly I have this color scheme, particularly in all my PPT I'm planning to use this color over here, but it is not possible for me to use the same color, like find the same color if I am started using like particularly this presentation in Microsoft PPT, I have started using Google Slides. So is it not possible for me to find the exact same color? For that I need a color representation that computers can understand, I am able to communicate, and it is easy to handle. Three things I have to do with it. So back to basic, what we have to do, we have a representation that we don't want to have, so we can make a dictionary. uh, if we hold for a second, if I made a dictionary for each word, like there are 8 digit on it, and if I assigned some sort of value to it for each digit, that will not make sense. To do so, what we can do, we can divide the number into the half. So we have 4 digit over here. This 4 digit, I can, if I see about permutation as combination, there can be 16 different combinations can be made from this 4 digit, like 2 to the power 4, like 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, 4 4 16, 16 digits. Same over here. So I have a uniformity over here, so I can make a dictionary. In my dictionary there are will be only 16 characters, like I can say like 1 2 3, I have 0 over here, 4 5 6 7 8, up to this one. Now, after once my digits are over, I will start with the ABC, and just I'll try to assign each combination of these numbers, I can say. So my 0 will obviously have 0 0 0. My 1 will be have 0 0 1. 2 will have some sort like this combination or any sort of combination. Particularly, I actually I haven't seen particular the hex code starting and all this sequence and everything. But this sort of 16 type of different combinations I have assigned to these things. After doing it, I will come to A, because I have 16. These are 9. There are only 9 numbers. Sorry, 10 numbers. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10 plus 6, we will have like 16 different combinations I can have. So one dictionary part, one key will represent this 4 number, one dictionary part will represent this number. Particularly if I have 0, 0, this is my, I can say hex code. My hex code, if I'm saying 0, 0, this means like the representation of these numbers. Like the code can be read as this one. I have 3 type of combinations, like particularly R, G, and B. To do what, I have to create a 6-digit number that will represent a proper 0. Like this is going to create a 0 into 24. 0 is string. I don't know how to, I will not going to write it for sure. Okay, we have understood how hex code is there. So we'll try to understand it with this example. If you see over here, when there is no digit is communicated, the color of every color is 0, 0, 0, and the hex code is 0, 0, 0. But at the time of blue, the last is full maxed out, because we have 3 channel. First channel, it's contributing for red. Last channel is contributing for the blue, and the blue color color is full out of here. F is the 16 character. When we see about 16 character, means lastly we'll have F will be 1, 1, 1. When there are two F are present, so we can see over here, this will be like, this is representing this type of blue, I can say binary code. And now this is a very good website that I would like to share with you. If I'm able to share, so what I can do, I can directly, I'll just directly show you. Okay, this is, they have done the program and all these things. So if you see about, if I reduce the redness from the color, we can say there are different green and green and blue colors are present over there. You can see the first two digits are become 0. If I increase the red, so the colors are changing. If I max out everything, that is going to be a white color. I'll just reduce the blue, so it will be yellow. That's how we are able to communicate a single pixel value into the image or video or anything. So we can understand how complex it is for a computer to process a simple image that is in RGB format. So there is a company in Asian Paint, I think so. I don't remember exact name of the company. What they did, they have previously the paint company, they used to sell colors we can say like red color, blue color, and all different colors and their shades in separate container. So if particular area where like red color is very demanded, so they have to create a different so many boxes of red color and they are shifting. But nowadays, due to the hex code and different coding system, they have came across something like this one. There is a machine, a giant machine that has different color bottles in it, and only the shipment is happened with the color like white color. Like there are so many different colors, there are so many parts like oil based color, and uh, I don't want to go into it. Okay, so for particularly a white base color, they are shifting. Like if you want a 5 liter uh, red, say, let us say this one, a gray color. So gray color, the machine will have concentrated syrup of all this red, blue, and green color. They will just add, for an instance, we will see 128 drops of each to the 5 liter container, and the color will turn to be a gray color. So there is another machine that is going to mix it well and everything. That's things. So we can understand, and this is a very huge problem. You can understand if, like, on an average, a home has 7 to 8 different type of variety of color. In gray there are 1,000 different gray shades are available. So it is not feasible to provide a normal color, like make every color in the factory and ship it to the like outlets and everything. I think so we have some problem. Okay, we are back. I think so. Okay, we are back or not. Okay, we are back. Okay, so we have discussed this problem. Is there anything to discuss? Just allow me a second. I'm just okay. This is a really good concept. Okay, let us see. We have discussed about how we are able to communicate the characters, numbers, and images to the computer. But let us see. I have a question for you. Right now, a new boy is saying she speaks like she started speaking in different language like Hindi, Marathi, German, or sometimes she also sends the emojis. What to do with her? It is a very common problem. Not everyone can understand the emojis and all these things. So back to the basic, what we used to do, we can create a dictionary and increase the wire. So you can see over here there are different encodings for one character A. This is a UTF-8 encoding. Like everything is well written over here in this slide only. So UTF-60 and UTF-32. In UTF-8, we have 8 wires. In UTF-16, we have 16 wire, and UTF-32, we have 32 wires. That's all it is. There is nothing like a mystery or something like that. By using a bigger dictionary, we have included different language like Hindi, Marathi, English, German, or we after some time we have included the uh, different type of combinations, permutations. After UTF-32, we have started using the emojis and everything. Also, we can see over here in HTML, these are some sort of code we are using for showcase the emoji. Nowadays, I have seen so many reels, particularly they try to use some sort of code, and the image or the, I can say, the underline emojis get pop up into the Excel or Microsoft Word. I will definitely give a shot after some time, but you can try. You can search on the Google. It will be assignment for you how you can use the emoji and text into the Excel and PowerPoint. I have seen many reels, but I haven't tried it. But it is a good adventure. So actually, is it used or not? You can see over here. This is the actual google.com source code. Like everybody one can see it. Just you have to place the F12 and you have to like inspect, just click over your head and all these things. You will find it over. Chair said it is a UTF-8. One more thing, just I want to show you. If we see about Notepad, let it open. Huh? Okay, you can see over here the UTF-8. You can see everywhere. If I just make a new doc file of HTML, you can see there is like this type of what is the UTF encoding and everything will you can see over here into the HTML. HTML5 and all these things you can see in their documents or something like pre-built. I think so. I was using some uh, IDE or something like that. So it is like really helping us to write the HTML code and everything. So that's all from my side. I think so. Yes. So we are able to communicate two robots to understand the language, the characters, the symbols, then the images, and able to understand how we can encode the things. Okay, this is the topic for second time. I'll just pause my video. If you find any interesting, just let me know. If it is just a regular old type of teaching, let me know so I can correct over the time, and I am able to provide you more in depth and more insightful knowledge. Just I want to ask you: is it depth is good, or should I dive into the more or less? Just let me know. Thank you.